Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today I'm once more in the Izumo, the tier 9 Japanese battleship. And also it's once again Land of Fire in a 2-point domination game mode. So this is a tier 10 battle, but we have 3 more tier 10 ships. And we have ST8 ships, and the enemies even got a tier 7. So the matchmaker was completely and utterly drunk and couldn't even walk in a straight line anymore. But then again, I wasn't totally sober either, so who am I to judge? But yeah, this battle really looks like the matchmaker has given us a solid win. But let's see how it turns out, right? So basically, we have a very big advantage. What we love to do is, what we'd love to see is, I guess, what you always want to see. You want your destroyers in the front. They can spot the enemies and provide some defense against other destroyers, because if the other destroyers want to get close to launch their torpedoes, they get detected by our destroyers. Then you'd want your battleships behind, in the front line, taking hits. And then you'd want the cruisers with the battleships maybe slightly behind, offering fire support, killing the enemy destroyers if they get spotted, providing air cover. And obviously your force has to be close enough to the enemies that your cruisers can also score some hits. You have to remember that cruisers tend to have less range than battleships. If your battleships stay back and snipe, your cruisers have to push on ahead or be useless, and then they get shot by the enemy battleships. That's not always such a nice thing to happen. So basically, with a matchmaker like this, we could just take our force and drive probably straight into them and win. Now we also have to remember they have a lot of destroyers. So you gotta be careful, don't get too cocky I guess, and watch out for torpedo ambushes. We have our destroyers in the front, so we should be somewhat safe. This is looking good. We have a small cruiser push here. That's not ideal I guess, because there is an enemy battleship force incoming. And it just takes one good salvo of a high tier battleship to end a cruiser's life, if that cruiser is broadside. Which you should obviously never do, but you might have to at certain moments when you're turning around. So, what are my fellow battleships doing? I think the Yamato hasn't moved yet. Maybe he loaded. Oh, I think he is moving. Okay, I'm not exactly sure. And the Montana, I'd rather have them go with me here. I mean, we can't meet this enemy force head on, right? We have more firepower than they do. We have more hit points, we have better armor. Basically, we can just like roll over them. All we have to do is strafe straight into them. We have a lot of cruisers here to support us. They stand no chance. Fortunately, the battleships, they are taking a safer route, which I guess, considering the matchmaking and the force we have here, is completely unnecessary. They could have driven here with me and just like met them head on. So far I haven't really taken any real hits, but I'm slowing down here. I can't push into this force alone. We do have, well, I mean, we have basically our whole team here, and we have the better ships. We can't just crush them, but that would require my team to actually follow me if I push in. Otherwise it would just be suicide. And can I get some... Yeah, they were not so great hits, I guess, but it's okay. So far I haven't taken any real damage. Not sure if this island actually probably doesn't provide any cover. They can lob shells over it, but so far I'm mostly engaged with those 2 battleships. The others might concentrate on our cruisers here. We already lost the cruiser, which is bad. Those cruisers, they can't really push into those battleships. If they get too close, battleships can really punish them. So our battleships, they aren't really moving very far. There are some torpedoes, so I guess driving so slowly has thrown off someone's aim, which is great. No torpedo should hit me here. This Izumo is coming straight for me. But you know, I have in theory a lot of support. In reality, they are hiding behind this island. So I'm guessing those battleships might start shooting me at some point, which would be really bad. I can't angle perfectly against both sides. And this is the point where I decide, you know what, I really should turn around. I can't just keep pushing ahead. I'm not getting any support. Those battleships, I'm not even sure if they are really moving around here. And I mean, they should have come around here a long time ago. And they should be here right beside me. And these enemies would all be really doomed. And yeah, in the process of turning around, I took a few big hits, but there's not much I can do about it, I guess. You know, they aren't even trying to support me here. I have to fall back. There is really nothing I can do. We haven't seen much of the enemy destroyers yet, other than a few torpedoes. So our poor cruisers, they are kind of forced back. They don't wanna push into all those battleships. And our battleships, they are just doing their utmost to stay out of the enemy fire, which I don't understand. They are tier 10 battleships. I mean, look at what my tier 9 ship can take as punishment. I have been here for a long time. And I'm still alive. And mostly I lost my hit points with this one maneuver where I had to turn around because there was no support. And there goes the enemy Izumo. This gives me a little bit of breathing room, but yeah, my ship is really damaged. Now, I mean, I can still retreat and snipe from behind, I guess, if I don't have hit points anymore to take shots, because I do have the range. But you know, at least if those battleships are shooting me, our cruisers here are free to interact. And hey, we have an enemy destroyer who snuck all the way around here into our own cap circle. So I guess it's time to defend. I mean, hey, I was leading an assault that nobody followed me. Now I guess I'll have to lead a defense. It's not like I have any other options at this point. I mean, I'm getting shot from like behind. I have to here, and yeah, this is a tier 10 destroyer with lots and lots of torpedoes. Now, I think he will focus that cruiser first, so I might have a little bit of time until I'm facing a wall of torpedoes. Also, this island might soon provide cover against those enemy forces. Yeah, my friendly battleships show absolutely no sign of ever going to the front, I guess. And, well, a few hits. I mean, there is an argument here, well, loading HE, I guess, considering that there are so many destroyers left and this guy might not be alone. We have seen probably about one destroyer around here, so chances are there are a lot more. Close proximity to me, but yeah, there are also crews. There is lots of stuff to shoot at for me, I guess. I've recovered a few hit points, but I'm also still under fire from multiple sides. Now, this Admiral Hipper is nice, and he's showing me his broadside. Maybe I can get a few hits. That was okay. That's nice. Need another salvo like this, and these now destroyers are still somewhere around here, probably looking for enemy destroyers and providing me with at least some security that there aren't more torpedoes coming from somewhere around here. Now they spotted an enemy destroyer. That's nice. There is a destroyer who has snuck in the middle of our forces, but there are cruisers around here. You should kill this guy. And I mean, our top tier battleships are also somewhat here. They go to great lengths to make sure that they are very close to the zone wall and very far away from the enemies, I guess. They're getting dangerously close to this smoke cloud, and yes, there is a destroyer around here somewhere. There might be multiple destroyers around here somewhere, but I mean, what options do I have, I guess? I could try to turn around once more. I mean, I've been running away from guys. I could try to stick behind this island. Yes. But I mean, I've given up hope that those ships will ever take the lead anywhere. And also, I mean, turning around in Izumo is a very lengthy process. She doesn't really like to turn, and yes. No, at least I'm in a good position to avoid those torpedoes. Can I avoid all of them? I think I can. Yep, I'm showing my broadside to an enemy battleship once more. There's a cruiser shooting at me, there are destroyers in front of me. I'm still pretty much doomed. And I have my faithful destroyer escort somewhere around here, but you know they can't really save me. Got one of the destroyers, which makes me feel good, but I'm burning. My repair is not quite ready yet. And I'm a little bit torn if I should like angle towards more incoming torpedoes or if I should angle more against those bigger ships. I'm guessing I'm doomed anyway. Now I have 2 fires, my repair is almost ready. And can I get some few more shots of... well... so I guess I burned to death. And hey, there was another hit, but I don't think it did any damage. Anyway, I mean, this is still a very winnable battle, and I mean, we have still our tier 10 battleships left. And we have, yeah, I mean, this still looks pretty much like a win. So let's just jump to the results. Now, when we look at how our team did, our Yamato actually got a lot of experience, and well, there is quite a jump, but I managed to finish second here. Now, the Yamato was probably very successful in sniping things, and I didn't stay to watch the battle. Maybe he at some point actually drove towards the enemy. I still think that mostly our destroyers played rather well. They tried to scout out and provide some defense against the enemy destroyers, and then they went back. They stayed around with me in the front. Our cruisers, they were in a bad spot because there weren't really any other ships taking the shots for them. And I really think if our battleships would have just played a little bit more aggressively, this would have looked a lot different. I guess that maybe 80% of our team would still be alive. And I mean, you can see sniping in a battleship can work and it can get you a lot of experience. But I still think that if you are the guy with the most hit points and the most armor, you are somewhat responsible to take a few shots for the team. But that's my opinion, and that's how I like to play my battleships. And I mean, it's worked out for me somehow. I'm okay with how I did in this game. And I think I also showed that my battleship could take a lot of hits. I managed to retreat successfully even after the first devastating salvos, and I'm still survived quite a bit, bending the cap. So I hope you enjoyed this little game. And despite everything, I had a lot of fun playing it. And I hope you had a little bit of fun watching it. So, see you guys next time.